Hey everyone! Welcome back to WhoMeTalk. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone just says one word, actually, and suddenly the whole mood changes? You know something surprising is coming, but what exactly does that little word do? Today, we're going to master the word actually. It's one of the most common words in English, but it's also one that many learners find confusing. How do you pronounce it naturally? When do you use it? And why is it so powerful? By the end of this video, you'll be able to use actually just like a native speaker, to correct politely, to add emphasis, and to make your writing flow better. Let's get into it. Part 1. Pronunciation. How to say actually naturally. First, let's talk about pronunciation, because this is a word that many learners overpronounce. You might see the letters A-C-T-U-A-L-Y and want to say ak-choo-uh-lee, hitting every syllable, but native speakers almost never say it that way. Instead, it comes out more like ak-choo-uh-lee, or sometimes just actually in fast speech. The T blends with the C and the U, and the final A is so tiny you barely hear it. Let's try it together. Actually. Actually, I think you're right, actually. See how the sound flows? Practice that a few times and you'll sound much more natural. Part 2. The core meaning, in fact, used to correct an idea. So what does actually mean? At its heart, it means in fact, or the real situation is this. We use it to show that what someone thinks or believes is not exactly correct, and we're about to offer the real information. Think of actually as a gentle, or sometimes not so gentle, corrector. It says, I know you thought A was true, but actually B is the case. For example, your friend says, you're from Dhaka, right? You reply, actually, I'm from Chittagong. Someone assumes the meeting is at 3 p.m. You say, actually, it's been moved to 4 p.m. In each case, you're politely fixing a misunderstanding. The word signals, wait, there's a slight correction coming. Part 3. The one-word signal, actually all by itself. Here's where actually becomes really powerful. Sometimes just saying the word alone with the right tone can completely change a conversation. Imagine Lisa is telling her friend Clara about her boyfriend Tom. Lisa says, Tom would never cheat on me, he's completely faithful. Clara says, well, actually, that's it. Clara doesn't even need to finish the sentence. The word actually alone, especially drawn out a bit, tells Lisa that her belief is wrong. Lisa immediately knows something is off and asks, what? With who? So actually can be a one-word alarm bell. It signals what you think is not the whole truth. In movies and real life, this usage is incredibly common. But be careful, in writing, we usually pair it with a full sentence. Part 4. Emphasis, correcting common beliefs. Beyond simple correction, we often use actually to emphasize a surprising fact. It adds weight to the contrast. For example, many people think that lightning never strikes the same place twice, but that is actually not true. Here, the word actually isn't strictly necessary. You could just say, but that is not true. However, adding actually emphasizes that you're about to debunk a myth. It makes your statement stronger and more convincing. More examples. A lot of learners believe grammar is boring. Actually, it can be fascinating once you see the patterns. He seems very serious, but he's actually really funny once you get to know him. In each case, actually highlights the contrast between expectation and reality. Part 5. Actually as a transition tool. If you're preparing for exams like IELTS, TOEFL, or GRE, or if you just want to improve your writing, actually is a fantastic transition word. It smoothly guides your reader from one idea to a contrasting one. For instance, in an essay you might write, some people argue that technology isolates us. Actually, studies show that social media helps maintain long-distance relationships. The word actually immediately signals that the next sentence will challenge the previous idea. It's much more natural than always using however or on the contrary. In spoken English, it works the same way. I always thought I'd hate camping. Actually, I loved it. It helps you pivot gracefully and keeps your listener engaged. Part 6, Politeness and Everyday Use. One more thing, actually is often used to sound more polite when correcting someone. Instead of saying bluntly, "you're wrong," we soften the correction with actually. For example, if a waiter brings you the wrong dish, you could say, "Actually, I ordered the pasta." It's much more polite than, "I didn't order this." Or in a meeting, "I see your point, but actually the data suggests something else." It shows respect while still stating the truth. So actually is not just a filler word, it's a social tool for navigating conversations with grace. Quick summary. Let's recap quickly. Pronunciation, say ak-choo-uh-lee, not ak-choo-uh-lee. Meaning, in fact, used to correct or contrast ideas. One-word signal, actually alone can indicate a major correction. Emphasis, adds force when correcting common beliefs. Transition, smoothly connects contrasting ideas in writing and speech. Politeness, softens corrections in social situations. Outro and challenge. Now you know how to use actually like a pro. It's a tiny word, but it holds a lot of power. Here's your challenge. In the comments below, write a short dialogue where someone uses actually to correct a misconception. For example, "I thought all birds can fly. Actually, penguins can't fly." I'll be reading your creations and picking a few of my favorites to share. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to WhoMeTalk for more lessons that make English clear and practical. I'm Wasifa, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!